Hi, hello. My name is Maria Jacobs. I am the creator of the Finding Work-Life Balance mini course. Today, I am going to go over my instructional design document, highlighting a few areas of it to show you what went into creating this mini course. Now, the first thing that I want to talk about is the learning gap. So when I was creating this course, I wanted to focus on providing something that working adults can use if they are struggling with stress, time management, being able to balance work and life. So this course is geared towards that audience. Now, something that we will focus on is the course type, because I already discussed what the target audience is. Now, a lot of the working adults that do have a full plate and responsibilities that will be taking this how-to course will be able to learn different elements that they can implement in their own lives. So something that we will focus on is the course modality. Now, with this course, it is a self-paced asynchronous course. It is completely online, so there is no Zoom meetings, on-site aspect. It is just fully online. But something that I do want to say is that I did include deadlines for this. The reason being is if these learners are already struggling with time management, they're wanting to find something that will help them stick with new things and that they can adhere to, I wanted to provide them with that. So that is the reason why in the course there are deadlines that the learners have to adhere, because that will also help with increasing engagement and completion of the course. Now, the next thing that I want to focus on is the course learning outcomes. So when I was deciding this, I wanted to make sure that the course focused on a lot of things that are attainable for the learners and the adult learners in this course. So for example, one of the course learning outcomes is create a sustainable work-life balance by making adjustments of personal and professional demands through analyzing their daily routine. I wanted to make sure that the learners will be able to identify stress triggers, apply stress-reducing techniques, set realistic boundaries, implement activities that align with personal needs such as self-care activities, and also document their progress so they're able to be reflective. Now, let's go ahead and look at the different learning activities. So throughout the course, there are various learning activities that learners will get to engage with. One of them is interacting with different learning scenarios. So through this, there are case-based scenarios where learners will get to choose a right or a wrong answer depending on their response. They will be provided with immediate feedback based on that. And there are a lot of how-to videos that are provided, such as showing learners how to provide mindfulness techniques, breathing techniques, grounding techniques. Hands-on activities are implemented. There is a transition journal that they will use throughout the entire course that they can fill out, and this will be really helpful just to have something that they can do digitally or physically. And they also will use that to document their time, stress triggers, and also creating their own self-care routine, which is important. Now, the instructional design model that I decided to use for this course was the UBD model. The reason being is I feel that it is so important to focus on the learning outcome first. If you know what the end goal is and you're able to focus on that, then you're able to align all of the activities, the readings, everything within the course content based on what the end goal is. So I feel that this module best suits the needs of this mini course and what I wanted to have as the end result with this. And when doing the learning objectives, there are a variety of learning objectives that students will focus on. The main ones just being learners setting realistic boundaries, documenting their progress. But right over here, we are going to focus on different assessment strategies. So throughout the course, learners will be assessed via doing self-reflections where they can do discussion forums. There's also a lot of interactive discussion forums. They will learn how to identify stress triggers, learn how to apply stress-reducing techniques, and also the importance of self-care, and finally making an action plan. So not only are they documenting their progress, but they're initiating an action plan. And then what we're going to look at is subject matter experts. So when I created this course, I am a big proponent on well-being and all of that, but of course I am not a healthcare professional. So everything that is included in the course is reputable. There are from the resources do come from hospitals, different well-being sites and organizations. So I wanted to make sure that a lot of that was included in there because, again, even though I am a big proponent on that, I do not claim to be a health guru or a doctor or specialist in that area. And for the learning theory, since it is dealing with adults, I focus on andragogy and connectivism because I feel like with the learning adults, the activities have to be very student-centered, which it is because this is something very personal. Again, these students are coming in, these learners, are coming in wanting to find something and gain something from this course. So a lot of the activities and the use of the technology is to benefit that, and I know that it is at their level, so that is really important. And then there are different digital media that is included, such as checklists, the work to home transition PDF, finding your work-life balance, that's included in there, as well as different videos that were created for the course. And then we are going to actually focus on the course themselves. So with this course, it is done through Canvas. That is a learning management system that I decided to publish this course on. And as you can see throughout the course, there are 6 modules. Each module represents a different course learning outcome. And what's really nice is I made sure to include a lot of information, readings, interactive discussion. So not every discussion is going to be the same. Some of them will be done via certain websites such as Padlet or Miro, and of course there are videos introduced in there, and as well as interactive activities for learners to engage with. Now, another thing that we are going to look at is seeing how students can access all of this. So they will have their own login information where they can go ahead and access this and they can begin. And again, with this, even though it is an online course, I did want to add those dates to make sure that everything is being completed on time and that they're getting the best experience when it comes to this. But I also included the syllabus right over here on the side. It is embedded in there. And this is really great because with the syllabus, of course, it includes all of the information about the course, the instructor contact information, which is my information, what the course learning outcomes will be, because that is important for them to see what am I going to gain after taking this course. And the most important thing is the course schedule. Again, you can see those due dates on there. It shows all of the activities that the learners will be doing and which module it aligns with. Also, technology requirements, inclusion, participation, because that is important to ensure completion. Also, the course components, the grading, late policy, and as well as any accommodations, and again, instructor information. So all of that is housed in there. And it's really great just being able to include that somewhere where learners can easily access it at any time, and it's easily found right over there. But it's really good once the learners go through this, they're able to start exactly in the order that you see right here. So they start from module 1 all the way to the end. And at the end, I included a course reflection survey. So I think it's important as an instructional designer when you are creating things to be able to take any criticism or feedback as to what went well during the course, what didn't go well, so then that future learners can have a positive learning experience as well. And for me as an instructional designer, adjustments can be made based on that feedback. So right over here with this, I created this overall course evaluation, and learners are given the course learning outcomes to remind them again of what was taught and what they learned. And then I made sure to include things such as why did you choose to take this course? And I wanted to provide specific measurements on here for data purposes, so not open-ended, so I can ensure that when I am collecting the data, I can use that. And then also getting information about the population that I'm seeing. So what is their work environment? How is the course content applicable to their personal situation? Was the online training portal easy to use? Because if it was difficult, then obviously I would need to make changes about that if we're seeing a lot of that with the data. The level of the effort that they put in, did they did the mini course match their intent or experience with the title and description, the course content, how it aligned with everything, what aspects they found most valuable, how confident they feel after that, and if it was engaging, met their expectations, and right here an open-ended one finally to see how they would improve this course. But I hope you enjoyed getting to know a little bit about this, and hopefully you also take advantage of this course. Again, it's really wonderful and applicable to a lot of people. Thank you.